And in a estate sale recently, I picked up all of this Sony MiniDV camcorder equipment. It was in a big box we'll look at in a minute, and it includes the main camcorder, the TRV-50, its power and charging cord, a separate power and charger, and 2 batteries. We'll take a close look at this system. And this system includes the DC car connector and another little output, so you could actually run your camera off this. Let's see. When I got it, the lens cap was not on. It was loose in the box, and the people had been using this 0.5 Sigma wide angle converter on it with its lens cap, so they must have liked this a lot more, and I've already done some trials, and I do too. It includes this remote commander still in its box, and since I already had one loose, that's what we'll look at. It had attached a shoulder strap, which was like the first thing I took off. I hate shoulder straps. They're just dangerous as the dickens. You'll swing that camera around and hit something in no time. Has a USB cord, has a FireWire cord with the small one and the large one to connect to your computer, and it has paperworks. Lots and lots of paperworks. We'll take a look at that, of course. Let's take a look at the box it all came in. Alright, here's the big box it was all in. As you can see, Sony, various features. This has an asterisk because it was an option. The modem adapter with Bluetooth function. That's apparently what's I would need to get on the internet here. It's a network handy cam is what they call it, because you can't access the internet through it. TRV-50, battery life, Bluetooth, various capacities and features. Here's the battery they give you. That's an upgrade. 2-hour battery supplied. Use a cassette memories, memory sticks, iLink, etc. Anybody who's used the Sony camcorders will be familiar with all of this terminology. And you could buy, of course, that's their extra. That we've seen that the original owners did get that. They did not get that. Lithium-ion batteries, PC specs. So like I say, it was all just sort of crammed in here. I've taken it out and put it in a more standard camera bag. It's useless getting that stuff in and out of there. Well, let's take a look at something else. Alright, we can look at some of the documentation for our network handycam. Here we'll have our network function operating instructions. They look quite complicated. We'll get to those later, I guess. Register your new handycam, network handycam, online today. And here's the basic instructions for the main handycam features, and wow, there's a lot of them in here. We'll never make it through every feature and function here, but we'll take a crack at what we can. And here's an interesting one. The person who bought this obviously stapled their receipt into the back. I kind of like this person. I do that too. So you can see they paid $1,657.32 in November of 2002. That's for everything. Let's see. They bought it from probably the most expensive place in Indianapolis, Roberts Camera Distributors. I've bought stuff there too, and it is pricey. So they paid $1,350 for the actual camcorder. They paid $117 for the battery charger, $22.47 for Firewire. They got a better battery for about $81, and then they bought a tape for $8. So they spent a grand total of $1,657. November 30th, I guess. It's a lot of money. So we'll work our way through some of this stuff. Obviously we won't be able to hit everything. Here's the spec page for the TRV-50. You can pause your screen and read that if you're interested. What else do we have here? They got their CD for the image maker, Pixella, and the USB driver for the camcorder. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. So a lot of paperwork. Looking around the camcorder itself, we have the carrying strap with a little Sony stylus in it. Even branded Sony. Convenient. We have our function switch. You switch it down for your memory stick or your network functions. One up for your camera recording on tape, off and charge, and then playback VCR. And on the back here we have our little lock button that sometimes you want to use, sometimes you don't. Press that to move your function switch. Press that to record video. The slot for the memory stick, and this uses InfoLithium M batteries. And underneath the eyepiece you have a little diopter adjustment for various vision situations. Around the lower left you have your menu select function. You scroll around to get the part on the menu you want, and then you depress it to select it. Here we have our button to start our network. Around the left side we have our LCD screen, 3.5-inch touch screen. And various Sony things. And a Carl Zeiss lens, 120 times digital zoom. Network function, various pixels. When you're charging, you'll get some battery information in this screen here. Okay, I have the AC DC outlet plugged into the back of the camcorder, just put on charge, and we've set this to VCR and camera, so you can see the display here, what it shows when that's going on. So it shows what, 565 minutes in charging, I think. It's a little dark here. 567 minutes. Wow, that is one big battery. But you can see what the little window looks like and how the AC adapter can be used for that. Bluetooth, network handycam, more battery stuff. Down here you have a selector switch for your focus. Do you want to be on auto or do you want to be on manual? And that is infinity. When you're on manual, you can focus with your focus ring up here. You have a fader, backlight, exposure, and program selectors. Here's what we're looking at underneath. TRV-50, you have a tripod spot. Here's how you open your MiniDV tape door. March 2002. Up front we have our Carl Zeiss lens. We have our right and left microphones, and I believe that's the Nightshot infrared light. I don't know if I touched on all this over here. You have your button for photo. You have your telescopic and wide setting for your screen. Edit search for when you're looking for something on the tape. Nightshot, it's off, or you can turn it on. And when it's on and you press that button, you go to Super Nightshot. Or when it's off and you press that button, you go to color slow. I forget what the S is for. Color slow set or something. And here's to turn your flash on. Various, I think it's red eye reduction, automatic, and always on. And here's our Bluetooth indicator light. Let's see, in here we have, I hate this little door. We have our USB connector, Firewire, DV in and out. We have mic in. This is their, I think their remote thing. Their LANC headphone jack, and this is the ID2, which is essentially a little cable to send your AV out. You have your S video connection. I don't know if I got everything or not. If I didn't, we'll come back and see. Here's the little cable to go in that one spot there. I was at ID, so you can get your patch cables out to your other standard audio-video equipment. A plug on it. I didn't get this with this. I got this with another little piece of Sony equipment I have. And let's see. Also, we have our intelligent accessory hot shoe, which we're going to try to have some fun with at the end of the video. As I found something unusual in the instructions, which I followed up on. Don't know if it'll work or not. Just a teaser there. Let's see. And inside the area we have some controls. Up and down volume, your display, your camcorder controls, stop, play, rewind, fast forward, pause. And this, which is interesting, it's got a record, which is sort of tied into, looks like a dummy spot. I haven't been able to get this thing to record from this, using this or combination of that. I've had to use the red button on the right side of the camcorder, so I don't know, I must be doing something wrong. It doesn't address it in the instructions. Totally unmentioned. And here's our button to get to the menus. So there's stuff all over this camcorder. If you blink, you'll miss it. Speaking of blinking and you'll miss it, here's a couple things I passed over. The reset button here and the speaker. Those are kind of necessary. And maybe more importantly, the DC in spot for your various power and charging cords. What kind of camouflage down in there really good. And also over here, there's a little notation. I don't know how easy that'll be to read, but it's your cassette memory 16K, which means you can use memory sticks that have memory on them up to 16K. Some cameras are more, some are less. MPEG Movie EX USB streaming. Precision viewfinder. It's a nice little viewfinder, I'll tell you that. Maybe we'll look at that. Alright, when I first got it, I wanted to see if it basically worked, so I had to figure out, I didn't just want to hook it up to a power cord in here. I wanted to take it outside and do something, so I wanted to see what our battery situation was. So I took a pretty extensive look at our battery setup, and we'll take a look at that now. One of the items that was in the kit as I bought it was this battery charger and AC adapter. This is what the AC SQ950. SQ is super quick charge. You have a setting here if you want to connect this to your camera or if you want to use it as a charger. Super quick, it's like 50% faster than a normal charge, and it will do that if your battery has the SQ marking on it for super quick. Batteries that don't have the super quick marking on it charge at the regular speed. We have our display window here. Two slots. It doesn't charge two batteries at once, only one at a time. And as a part of that kit, it comes with your car adapter, so you can power it from that. And also, it comes with a little attachment to power your camcorder with. This goes in here. Somehow. There. And then this end goes into your power jack on your TRV, in my case 50. So you can operate your camcorder with this as a power source. Now putting a battery in, you'll see that's slot 1 and it's lit, and we'll get some information here on the screen showing it charging. It takes a minute for the display screen to react to what information it's getting from the battery as far as what's left and how much time to charge. You can scroll through the different screens here. So that says there's 5 hours and 42 minutes on the charge already. Then there's time to charge normal. And if you leave the battery in for another hour after it's got a full charge normal, or a normal charge, then you'll come to a time to charge full. And that adds some unknown number of minutes left to your charge. Now this only does one battery at a time. So even though there's two batteries in there, it's only going to charge the first one. It won't charge the second one until the first one is done. And then that light will switch from 1 to 2. But in either case, both of these batteries, although this one will do super quick and this one won't, neither of these batteries hold a charge. The numbers I get will show up on a camcorder just like that, basically. And I can use them for use the batteries for maybe 15 minutes. Then all of a sudden the charge drops to 0. So I'm not going to throw these batteries away because I can get some use out of them. But I'm going to be using another battery that I have from another piece of Sony equipment that holds a charge just fine. And I can use this charger for that one, actually, if I choose to. And we're just not getting up a time to charge. It takes a while, I guess. Here's a close-up of the Remote Commander RMT 811. You can start and stop your recording, use your wide and telephoto lens options. This little area here is when you're using memory stick things. You can go through your photos, display them, and data code how much information do you want to see on the screen. You can do your memory stick plus and minus, forward and backward, and search. And here's your camcorder controls to record, mark, audio dub, start, stop, play, fast forward. So you can do just about everything from this Remote Commander if you're pointing it at the front of the camcorder that you can do from the camcorder. So you do need to sort of be in front of the camcorder though. Remote Commander things, it operates on 2 AA's. Get a look in there maybe. Some of the workings. And I've already put the memory stick in. This actually came with it. This was a couple things I didn't show. It came with the kit that I bought at the estate sale. Had 2 memory sticks in it. This one was sealed up. The other one wasn't and has some sort of graphics on it to use. So we'll just use this one. There's the access light. So you've got a nice bright viewfinder. I'll have this whole video better. Like that, I'm not sure. Alright, let's look at some of the menu items in VCR mode. Picture effect. I suspect by now in this video we will have seen something about that. Hi-fi sound, audio mix, AV to DV out. You can do various things in those. That's stereo, audio mix, off, return, LCD or viewfinder. You can set some things. Here's our memory. How you're going to save your photos. If you have memory sticks that can have memory on them, like this one can take up to 16K, this is how you can set what you're going to type on there. And for taping, you've got your record mode, standard play, audio mode 12-bit, remaining auto, return, USB stream, letter size language for your setup menu, and etc. Data code, beep. Now you've probably noticed I happen to like a beep, but you can disable the beep if you want to, but I like a beep. What's a normal beep? It shows off, but remote commander can be on, display, video out or LCD, or just LCD. Let's set it back to that. We were using the other one earlier. Video edit's ready, and return. Menu to end. Now I'm going to move the control to VCR. Let's take the lens cap off and press menu. Excuse me, recording, I mean, not VCR. Press menu. Here's where you would set your permanent picture effect if you wanted to. You see, this has a lot more in permanent setting than it does in playback, but they're permanent. Flash level, white balance, night shot light, auto shutter, return, digital zoom, 16:9 wide. That's interesting. I see a difference on this little screen, but when I hook it up to the big TV, it doesn't show much difference at all. As you can see, it looks different here, but when I output this to a television, it looks the same. Steady shot, mark off, internal recording, return. Some of those I'd have to look up and see exactly what they were. Setting your title, clock set, USB stream, letter size language, etc. Daylight saving time set. I wonder if I've got that right. May 6, 1:46 p.m. Yeah, that's right. Beep. Apparently I have melody or off. Normal doesn't seem to do anything. Display, LCD, recording lamp is on. And menu end. So there's some of the menu functions you can get to. I'll show them best. So let's try and rewind the tape. It's pretty much already rewound. Markings, you'll have battery life and life on the how many minutes left on your tape eventually. Playback, if you want to switch to playback of your memory card. Index for that, and FN, which I think is function. Different positions will give you different functions depending on where you're at. For instance, on page 1, I can change the LCD brightness, start the playback, and end something. On page 2, playback, memory card playback, index, and data code. Data code, you can set to camera data, which is your white balance and everything, or your date data, which is date, of course, or you can set it off. And you can exit. And let's see. Now, once I got the battery situation straightened out, I took this out and did a little practice videos various places, so that should be on this DV. Although we're going to hook this up to a television so we can see it better here in the not too distant future. Fast forward. Gonna get the volume up. Then we can pause it and stop it. But one thing I can't do is, if I wanted to record, I cannot press that button and make it record. I don't know why. So we'll look at some of this video I recorded a few days ago on a bigger screen so that we can see it better. Alright, to check out some of the video I got practicing with this, we're going to output it to a little television. So I have the patch cord put into the I/O spot and run to a patch cord to the television. And I'm also going to be using the remote commander for this to do some of the functions. To start, we'll look at some of the Nightshot videos I took. I'm out on the back deck in a totally dark night. There's no moon, no lighting nearby. I'm on Nightshot. I can't even see the controls of the camera to figure out where the super Nightshot is. It's a button. Ah, there it is. Super Nightshot. Back to Nightshot. Color, slow shutter. I don't see any color here. But I don't think that's for Nightshot scenes. Alright, I'm going to pause this. The rest of this night stuff was just total blackness, and I didn't do any more with that. So I'm going to advance it here and fast forward till we get to something better. I apologize for the wind noise here. It was very windy when I was outside. Alright, using the MiniDV now. Holiday Park. They haven't turned on the fountain yet this year, that's a shame. And I can't see the LCD screen. I think I'll stop for a minute and put the lens converter on. Now I have the 2x lens converter. Sure it's easier to get more things in frame, for sure. Still can't really see the LCD screen now.
Just flicking through some of the display features. I think that top and bottom line are always on when it's connected to a television.
Back shot with the lens converter on. I think I like it a lot.
I thought we'd look at some of the picture effects you can get in Playback. You have to be in pause to set your picture effect, and to hit the menu. And that's the first one that shows up. So I'm pressing the little button. That will show you what the picture effect will look like. So I'll play a little bit of this.
Alright, using the MiniDV now. Holiday Park. They haven't turned on the fountain yet this year, that's a shame.
We'll go back to the menu and look at another one. You can do these in camera too, in recording, but then it's permanent. In Playback, it's not permanent.
And I can't see the LCD screen.
And that's a better effect.
I think I'll stop for a minute and put...
Okay, so now you've seen the effects in Playback you can get. We can play the photos here. That's 5 of 5. These were just on the memory stick when I stopped occasionally and took them. You can notice there's sort of a cropping there with the conversion lens on. You can see the blackness in the corners there. I have a couple without that that'll show you what it's like without that effect. That's the conversion lens. You can still see the things in the corners, the lens corners. But I can get so much more in, it almost makes it worth it. It's a 0.5 conversion lens. Wide angle. And of course these were not with the conversion lens. Okay, that's a sample of the memory stick and MiniDV tape recordings. Just using the little MiniDV camcorder to get a picture of the GE television sign. We'll turn that off. And let's see, can we get that on a memory stick, memory photo? What's our flash setting? No flash, red eye reduction, automatic flash. Let's press the button and see what happens. There you go. Seems to work. Alright, let's play that back. See how it did.
Alright, just using the recording to make a little picture of my television tube sign. Just using the MiniDV camcorder to get a picture of the television sign. Stuff.
Alright, let's see if our memory stick played. 7 of 7. Yeah? So that's on the memory stick. Very good. I got a couple other things on here too that we might do something with later. Maybe not. Wanted to get a chance to maybe check out the viewfinder. Some of these little photos on the memory stick. Using the remote commander to advance through a couple. I can't quite tell what they are from my vantage point. That's the GE picture tube. So that'd be the last one. So the viewfinder's nice and bright.
Well, as we've seen before, this is actually called the Network Handycam. And let's take a look at some of this document here. This is 122 pages. Remember that. And it has some sort of sticker on here, which I believe you would use to register your network with the Sony SONET site to upload all your photos to and things. 122 pages. These are some of the things you can do. Easy access to the internet, send and receive your emails, manage your album, and easy network preferences. But other than the 122 pages here, there's still a supplied flyer you need getting online with your Sony Network Handycam camcorder. Why would you put a 122 page manual and then fail to put something which is very important, as near as I can tell, getting online with it extra? Because for all the stuff I got in this package at the estate sale, that flyer is not in here. Just saying. But there's a lot of stuff going on here. Most of it seems to be with DSL, which I do not have. Never have had. But I don't see why we couldn't get online piggybacking Bluetooth somewhere. But you'll see they show a Sony Bluetooth modem adapter with the camcorder there. And this kit did not have a Bluetooth adapter with it, so I don't know if the people who owned this camcorder never did that or what. But there's a lot of stuff on setting up your internet. All the little typings you need, codes for things, phone stuff if you have the DSL. But it's quite cumbersome, and we can't do all that. But let's look at a little bit of what we can do. To start with, we'll move the function selector to the lowest spot, network and memory card. Red light comes on. Might be hard to see in this light. Then we press the network button. And there we are. And you see our Bluetooth light is lit. What are we seeing here? Main screen for the network menu is Mail, Browser, Album, and Setup, and Exit. And let me get the little stylus out of its little pouch here. I can use this with my finger, but stylus works well on this part. So what would you get if you were in Mail? You can send, as you can see, receive, and addresses. So you could have an album of addresses you were going to use. Here's your picture album. This is what Sony really wanted you to do, is upload your stuff to their site. And the web browser is one of those things that you would have to spend a lot of time setting up. And we have our basic setup screen, network setup for all of, this is SONET, this would be a custom one for your own internet provider. Network options, passwords, things like that, browser cookies. Bluetooth setup. We're going to try that here in a bit. And online registration. Not connected to Bluetooth. How do we get out? So that's the basic screen. Let's come back in a bit. I'm going to fiddle with trying to set up on Bluetooth, and when we come back we'll go through that and see what I found. Alright, I haven't had any luck with the Bluetooth, but I'll show you a little bit of what I've done. And I've got it set to network, and I've punched the button on the other side, and I've got our Bluetooth light set up there. Going to click my tablet to see what it can find. I've noticed my tablet hasn't found anything. We'll try again. And that didn't find anything. Return. Alright, visible to all Bluetooth devices. Search for devices, select, this is touchy, new, select, new, searching Bluetooth device. Search this one for devices. One of these two should find the other one. Ooh, look. A1840. So the camera found the tablet. And the tablet did not find the camera. But here's where it gets picky. Does it want a password? I don't know. It's 0, 0. Oops. 0, 0, 0. Dang, this is 0. No? There we go. Oh look, Bluetooth pairing request. To type the device's required PIN. Well, I don't know, 0, 0, 0, 0. Done. According to this, it's pairing it. Now this one said Bluetooth connection error. Okay. So let's press this. Paired devices. So it's now paired, but I can't do anything with it. Let's see. More info. Return. Exit. Well. Can I get to any network? I don't have a modem. Don't have a modem, sorry. Well, I can run around this stuff for a long time, as I have, and I've used my Chromebook and my phone too, and I never make any appreciable progress past this step. But it is interesting that this time I did get it paired with the tablet. Before, I've never gotten that far. I would get a connection error from the tablet. But it's interesting, and someday I might explore this further and see if there is a way to somehow piggyback on one of my other devices' Bluetooth to get to the Sony Net site or something like that. So, okay, as I turned the TRV-50 off after this, I got a real quick preview screen that said something like, the profile has been saved. So somewhere in all of my buttons, I saved an internet access profile, which I'll probably have to go back and delete. Interesting.
When I was looking through the owner's manual, I saw a thing on using optional printer, which shows it connecting in the accessory shoe. And I'd never heard of that before, but it sounded interesting, so I went online. There's no
listing here of what the optional printer is. But with enough searching, I finally found what I thought might be it on eBay. It looked like it might work, although it didn't say what it was for, which cameras. So I did order it. It was another $13 shipped. So let's see what I got. So here's what I got. This is the Sony PVP-MSH portable printer. Hook onto the intelligent accessory shoe of, I don't know exactly which camcorders, but I bought this assuming it would work on mine, if it worked at all. Old electronics, you know, and all that, and being some type of thermal printer, it could be bad, the paper could be bad. There's a cartridge in there, but as I read the instructions, it says, once it's in, don't take it out until it stops printing. So if it prints today, that's fine. And if we don't get anything printed, then we'll take it out and look at it. Get something for our money. It's a little hard to see, but there are actually two slots there. When you want to print the paper, you put it in the one with the green border, and it should shoot out the one below it, very small. And the instructions are kind of hidden over there to the left. And that little print standby just means pull it up. Intelligent auto. So, did come with instructions. There's the specifications, by the way. Apparently 1, 2, 3, and 4 are when it's printing different colors. I guess those lights should light when it's doing that. But I don't know. I haven't tried this. We're going to try it live here on the video and see if it works. Let's hook it up. Alright, here's our printing papers. I got 3 little packs of these with my order. I'm not sure how many's in each pack. It says the printing surface has nothing printed on it. So I don't know. Get these up here and get one out. So the print, so I've got my memory stick photo selected. What we're going to try and print. Printing the different colors, allegedly. According to instructions, the LCD screen is supposed to go black until an image appears. You can see it on the film there. Printing different colors. I think the whole process is supposed to take 3 minutes. I'm printing my little memory stick photo of the GE picture tube sign. And finished. There we go. And there's our end result. A little weird. I see some photographic aberrations there. Plus, I'm seeing something interesting. I didn't understand this in the instructions. It showed how you could print 9 separate photographs on the paper. And this one shows 9 separate little blocks where you could get them. So I did not do that. I did not set it up for that. I'm not sure how to set it up for that. Well, it shows it in the manual. Not in the printer manual, but in the camera manual. So, but anyway, I'll look into that more in the future. And maybe sometime I'll try printing 9 photographs on this. They'd be awful little though, wouldn't they? You can barely make out where the little squares are. And of course, I might have showed this earlier, they're printing on this paper here. And I got 3 packs. I don't know how many's in a pack, but quite a few. But one thing I didn't show during the printer is this can rotate on the camera 3 different directions, depending on what your preference is for having the photograph come out and pressing the print button. So that's the Sony TRV-50 network camcorder and the PVP-MSH hot shoe printer. From 2001 the printer and 2002 the camera. Hope you were able to stick with it for this very long video. I know it's well over an hour, probably easily maybe 3 times as much as my longest previous video. Don't even know if I can get it uploaded, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.